Hello, good morning everyone. Everyone is connected?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, we have done with the theories topics, okay? So there are two topics are mainly remaining with us. That is the online finalization and profit scaling. Okay. Two topics is remaining. Before I start that, I want to revision for you all. हम लोग रिवाइज कर लेते हैं एक बार फिर से ठीक है एंड हम लोग वो देख विल सी दैट आल्सो कि हाउ टू सॉल्व द इन एग्जाम इन द एक्सेल ओके so welcome to all again. So this was the first topic, that is reconciliation. Second is advanced journal entry. Third is company. Fourth is depreciation. Fifth cash flow statement. Sixth ratio. So we have done with the sixth topic. And we have done also ninth topic also we have done. So we are remaining with seventh or eighth. And that are the practical chapters. So we are remaining that still left. Okay. Most important topic are that. So first was the reconciliation, that you all know that reconciliation is the accounting process. So you have to compare your data with one by one, with your customers, you can say, with your vendors, you can say. You have to reconcile with your partners, like you can say that also. Because in the business there are so many customers, you can say, and we have to deal with so many parties also. So we cannot keep the track records with the transactions, all how much we are selling, how much we are purchasing. So we don't have the track records also. So we have to keep the track records. So while we have to do this, we have to record the in the notebook, you can say, or in the manually you can do this, or you can say the practice manually, or okay, in the system also you can see. So this is a revision lecture I am telling you. We have to start with this. So there are three types of reconciliation we have to do. First is account reconciliation, that you can call the account receivable also. The second is creditor reconciliation, account payable you can call it. So why you have to do the reconciliation? To maintain a books of accounts updated, to accurate of a books of accounts, you can say. परफॉर्मेंस बरोबर है या नहीं आपके बिजनेस का, या यू हैव टू चेक विथ योर बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स विथ योर कस्टमर्स वेंडर्स, or you can say the branch also. Okay, so this is the reason why you have to do the reconciliation, and you can say that it's a one important day-to-day activity, and it's not an account, it's a reconciliation, so must be shown in the schedule basis, like you can prepare it weekly, quarterly, monthly, or yearly, depend upon your business transactions, like how many transactions you are having. Sure. So this is the types of accounts reconciliation. Okay. First we have seen the data reconciliation, creditor reconciliation. Why you have to do this? So you'll come to know the if there is a mismatch amount of this. Okay. So you'll come to know the follow up the transaction, you can say. Same issue you can say the branch and head office also. Okay. So we'll see the question number 1, how to solve it. Okay. So there is a data reconciliation. There is a reason between that also. Yeah, this is an example of data reconciliation. Here you can see that there is the they have told you like you are the accountant of Manmohan Brastale, having its office in Kolkata and dealing with the sarees and all को बोला हुआ है यहाँ पे. So यहाँ पे you have to prepare the data reconciliation, and you are having your data statement as per your company records. You'll be having that also, and you have to ask for the data from your data also. So at the end of the year, you can ask your data from your data also. Then you can match your data with your company records and the data records. So you have to check both. After that checking, you can say this is the company record in your screen. So as per the company record, this is the company records. And the next is, this is a statement you have asked for the data like this. So you have to check the date with the transaction on the 1st April 2010. There is an opening balance of rupees 15,000. So just check it Over here, there is an opening balance of 50,000 is there or not? Yes, there is 15,000 opening balance. That means you can say the one person is saying that 15,000 is receivable from your customer, and the another saying is 15,000 is payable to your creditor. Clear hua everything? So this is the transaction you have to check one by one. But if there is a mismatch, if you found that there is a mismatch, so how to solve? Okay, so in this we have seen that also. So we were in our book, there all transactions are matched with the debtors account, but there is a one transaction in the last one, you can say on the 30th March. There is a one transaction that they have issued a check, but I have not received the payment over here. So what you have to do is I have to less over here 85,000 rupees that I have received payment, check issue but not received, yet you can less from your account. So this is a statement, and as I told you, always start with the creditor balance. Always you have to start with your creditor balance. Okay, so here you can say the creditor closing balance is how much. In this case, statement as per the company record, it's a creditor record. So you can say that on the closing balance, there is a 1 lakh rupees. That means you can say that 1 lakh rupees is a receivable from your customer. Clear? So in here also, you can say that then from the debtor, there is a 15,000 balance. Like the last transaction is not matching with us. Okay. So you have to prepare a reconciliation statement over here. Okay, so this is the solution you can say. You have to start, you have to write in the central like your company name, your address, like you're preparing the data reconciliation statement as on 31st March of the year ending financial year ending, you are preparing the statement. Okay, so you have to write your customer name, that is Daya Mohi Brastalay, data accounts number you have having with your datas, like customer number you are having, so you can write over here. So this is the statement you have to prepare. Always start with the creditor balance, that is balance as per our record. Our record means we are preparing data reconciliation and we are the creditors. So our balance is 1 lakh rupees, that is 1 lakh is receivable from your customer. Okay. And there is a 85,000 mismatch amount, that check number is issued by them but not received by us. So you can less over here that they have issued the check, so you will be receiving it. It's receivable for you. So you have to less over here. So balance as per debtor account is 15,000. Now see how to solve in the Excel. We'll see that also. Okay. So this is the solution in Excel. I have already prepared for you, but you have to prepare for your own practice. For every chapter, you have to prepare for a practice purpose. Okay. In the Excel side, you have to open the Excel and you have to write in the you can rename as a sheet number. In the top, you can see. Okay. I have renamed that reconciliation. There was a sheet 1. So I have renamed it as a reconciliation. You can put the question number also. Question number 1, question number 2, depend upon your question. कौन से क्वेश्चन नंबर पे पूछ रहा है ये, so you can write as a question number also over here, but I have made for chapter wise, so I have typed as a reconciliation over here. So accounts reconciliation, in the center same you have to write this over here, whatever you have written over here starting, center company names in the center, address, so you have to write same also in the Excel sheet, but I have not written that, so you have to write for your practice purpose, or you can write in your exam. If in the exam there is a given address, so you can write over here account reconciliation, data reconciliation statement you are preparing, so you can write over that also, data reconciliation account statement, whatever you have written. Okay, so in the left side you can write your date, name, address of your customer, you can say, you can write in the center, you have to write of your company's name, or you can say the R detail, that is creditor detail. When you are preparing data reconciliation, in the center you have to write as a creditor details. In the left hand side you can detail as a customer detail. Clear? And you have to make as a like over here, that is you have to box type over here, that is particulars amount, and you have to make as the same as it is over here. You have prepared balance as per our record, that is 1 lakh. So you can see over here, that is I have written as a balance as per creditor record. बिकॉज आर रिकॉर्ड व्हेन यू आर लाइक अगर आप लोग प्रैक्टिस करोगे तो आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा, फिर आप भूल जाओगे कि आर रिकॉर्ड मतलब क्या. सो एज पर योर पर्पस आई हैव रिटन एज अ बैलेंस एज पर क्रेडिटर रिकॉर्ड. एज आई टोल्ड यू ऑलवेज स्टार्ट विद द creditor record. Okay, So balance as per creditor record is closing balance of your creditor account, that is Manmohan Prasthale, that is 1 lakh rupees is a closing balance. So I have taken 1 lakh also. So over here that I have less that check number issued by them and not received by it as 85,000 rupees. So you can less over here check issue but not receive 85,000. Clear? So out of 1 lakh, you have to less this 85,000. There is no item to add. So you will get a 15,000 rupees. So you can write over here balance as per data record. So in the Excel, normally you have to write this only. You have to make this format, particulars, amount, start with this. Because Excel में आपको कोई readymade नहीं दिया होगा. You have to make it for your own in the examination. Okay. So you have to make it as a like this. Clear everyone? Anyone
Yes.
has any doubt in this? How to solve in Excel? Clear? So you can do as a practice purpose also how many sum we have done in the creditor reconciliation, data reconciliation. This is a one example I have written in the Excel. Okay. For others, you can do as a practice purpose, creditor reconciliation, branch reconciliation. You can do as a practice purpose in Excel. You can make it for yourself. If you want to know so you can send me as an Excel sheet. I'll check it and I'll let you know whether it's right or wrong. Just send me in the group or you can mail me also. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll see next. This was the reconciliation. So there is an assignment we have like data reconciliation. So you can prepare it as your own or you can take it as a homework or practice purpose you can do for your own. Okay. Because we have done the data reconciliation ka ek sum. After that, we have done the assignment also. So this is the assignment I gave you. The homework also we have discussed in the lectures. So you can see the video also. This is the creditor reconciliation. Same as we have done with the data reconciliation. You can do the creditor reconciliation. This is the example of creditor reconciliation. You can see that they have given you the vendor account and you can ask for the data from your customer, you can say. So this is the total, you can say. Opening balance is 74,520. That means you can say that this is the company record. So you can say that 74,520 is payable to your creditor. This is the we are doing the creditor reconciliation. That means you can say this is the payable amount. 74,520 is payable amount. So you can also check over there, that is creditor record. They are also asking the same amount, 74,520. So we have done with the in the lectures one by one. We have checked also. So if you found any mismatch or any amount, it's not matching with our record or with them record. So you can make a reconciliation over here. So this is the solution. You have to start in this while preparing a creditor reconciliation. Always start with the creditor balance only. Always, whatever reconciliation you are doing, you have to start with the creditor balance only. So this is the example. This is the assignment also we have given you. Okay, this was the solution. Next is branch reconciliation. We have seen the data reconciliation, creditor reconciliation. Next is branch reconciliation. This is the example of branch reconciliation. That head office is preparing branch account and branch account is preparing head office account. So you have to check whether, yes, you have to check one by one day-to-day transaction that there is a opening balance of rupees 50,000. On 1st March 2011, you can see the opening, that is 50,000. Or next is first opening balance, that is 50,000 in the head office account also. So it's matching. If you found any mismatch, you have to prepare a reconciliation over here. This is the solution, you can say. Same as good as this you are showing, I am showing you in the PPT. You can make this reconciliation in Excel sheet. Start with the head office balance, add less, whatever you have to do is, after that you have to reach with the balance as per branch record. Okay. This was the Excel sheet. Account reconciliation, you have to start with the balances. You have to do the add, you have to do the less, whatever you are doing. After that, you will reach with the opposite person balance. Clear?
Yes.
So in this chapter, you have learned about account reconciliation, what is data reconciliation, creditor reconciliation, and branch reconciliation. Okay. So next topic we will go, that is account journal entry. So this is the advanced journal entry we have to solve. But before we start the advanced journal entry, I just want to ask you the basic journal entry. Just pass the entry fatafat. Okay. This is the
Yes.
account. Just tell me the accounting rule first. We'll start with after that. What is the accounting rule? Golden rules?
Debit what comes in, credit what goes out.
हाँ किसका है ये रूल लेकिन
Personal account.
Real account, personal account.
Real account, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Nominal account, expense and all losses.
Yes. So there are three types of accounts: personal, real, and nominal. Personal account rule says that debit the receiver and credit the giver. The real account says that debit what comes in and credit what goes out, and the nominal account says that debit all the expenses and losses, credit or income and gain. So this is the accounting rule. You have to know this. So you can easily make the journal entry easily. You can pass the if you know this. Okay. So this is the basic journal entry. First transaction is salary paid to Ram of rupees 15,000. What will be the journal entry?
Salary to cash or bank.
Yes, salary to cash or bank. Second is LIC premium paid of rupees 5,455.
Drawings to
Yes, drawing to cash bank you can write, because LIC it's not my business expenses, it's my proprietor personal expenses. So in the business, we cannot take the proprietor's expenses as a business expenses. So you can write as a drawing over here. Okay. So next is medical insurance premium paid. What will be the journal entry for this?
Medical insurance account debit to cash.
Medical insurance account
Or
debit
bank.
to cash or bank, you can see. Okay. In this sum or in this transaction, there is not mention is like that कि medical insurance आपने अपने proprietor का pay off किया है करके. So it assume that you have paid medical insurance of your staff. So you can write as a business expenses medical insurance account debit to cash bank. Okay. Next is salary payable to Ram of rupees 25,000.
salary
Salary account. The outstanding salary.
Salary to outstanding salary or salary payable account, you can say, because it's payable, anything payable in future, it's called liability, and liability account always shows
liability,
credit balance.
credit balance.
Credit side.
Next, this is the, see, all you know that the in the business expenses, there is a, for employer purpose, you can say that a salary is the essential expenses, or you can say the business का most important expenditure है ये employer के लिए, because salary you have to pay to every staff. Okay. So this is the important, you can say, expenses. So you can say it's a one essential expenditure of every business concern at the time of payment. See, ID department, that is income tax department, has mandatory for all the employers to deduct the few deductions are there before making a payment of salary. So you have to deduct the deductions over here. The salary is payable for the employer and benefit for the employee. Okay. There are the few deductions like employee provident fund. It's a deduction from your salary, that is provident fund. There is a contribution, that is employee contribution 12% and employer contribution, that is 13%. 12% and 13% of what?
Basic and
DA.
Yes, basic and DA. And there is a one more deduction called ESI, insurance state, employee state insurance. So the how much deduct per contribution is there? Employee contribution is how much for this?
0.75 on gross salaries
Yes.
for
And
employees and for
employer,
employer 3.25.
yes. So employee contribution is 0.75 of gross salary and 3.25 is the employer contribution, that is on your gross salary only. So this is the deduction you can say. After see as government has mandatory that before making any payment you have to pass the book entry first. So this is a book entry, you can say salary is your expenses, so salary account you have to debit it. And there you are having your two options. अगर आपको कोई भी चीज अकाउंट्स में से you have to deduct anything, so you have two options. You can less from your account, or you can give the opposite effect. So in accounts, we cannot deduct anything from expenses. We have to give the opposite effect over here. So you can say that the salary account is debited. Salary is my expenses, and we have to credit with all because we have to deduct the salary from the salary. So salary will get decreases. So you have to give the credit effect over here. Okay. So this is a journal entry. This is a book entry. After that, you have to make a payment of each and every one, like employees contribution, employee contribution. For ESI contribution also same, employee contribution to ESI, employer contribution to ESI, and you have to pay with the bank and cash bank, you can say. So after that, if there is any deduction of TDS, so you have to pay the TDS also from your for government deposit you have to do. Okay, so entry will be TDS payable account debit to bank account. You cannot write as a TDS account. You have to
No.
write the TDS payable because it's nullify hota hai yahan pe account. Because in the expenses or in the book entry, you have credited this. So while paying the expenses, you have to debited this. After that, last is salary payment. You can do the salary payable account debit to bank account. So this is the just we have recap that how to pass the journal entry. So this was the example one. They have given you the details of employees. So you have to make a deduction over here. So they have given you the basic salary, HRA, DA they have given you. After that, gross salary they have given you. There is a few deductions called PF, ESI, and advances of one employee and TDS of one employee. After that, you will get a net payment of that is. So net payment is, that means you can say that this is a salary payable. Okay, so this was the question, and we have the solution also. First, you have to pass the book entry. So this is the book entry: salary account debit, employee contribution to PF account debit, and this is the book entry you have to pass. After book entry, you have to pass the payment entry. So you have to pass the payment entry one by one. Clear, everyone? So payment entry for this, you have to pass the EPF entry first, or you can merge also over here. PF account and ECI expenses, you can merge over here. So this was the contribution of this. So you have to calculate the employer contribution to PF is how much? 13% of your basic plus DA. And as I told you, old percentage was 13.36 and 13.15 also. But new rate is 13%. And for calculating employer contribution to ESI, that is 3.25 on your gross salary. So 3.25, it was before 4.75. It's reduced to 3.25. It was before 4.75, it's reduced to 4. And after that, it's reduced to 3.25. Clear? So we'll see the how to solve this in Excel.
Okay.
So this is the advanced journal entry. It was the reconciliation, and second is advanced journal entry. So you have to pass this advanced journal entry in the Excel. Okay. You have to make a date column, particulars, debit amount, credit amount. You have to give the heading of advanced journal entry, or you can rename the sheet also. Okay. After that, give the date over here that I have given you the 3rd March 2019. I have given just You have to pass the book entry over here. That is salary account debited to PF payable, is ESI payable, because it's a payable, right? So you have to write over here that is PF payable, ESI payable, TDS payable. If there is a PT payable, professional tax something, so you can write as a professional tax also. Okay. After that, your balancing figure will be your salary payable account. So this was not the question we have done in the this. This is not question I have done. Okay, this was another question in the Excel I have done. But just for the purpose, just calculation purpose will be the same only. Just take as a reference for this. Okay. So you have to make a Excel sheet over here like this only. You can make as a practice purpose for your own. For this, first you have to make a book entry, debit amount, credit amount. You have to give the being narration also, salary due but not paid. You can write also. After that, you have to make a payment of each transaction, or for you can say the each entry of payable amount. That is start with the salary payable. You can say that salary payable amount that you have to remaining over here. You have credited over here salary account debited. After that, you have credited all the payable amount. Okay, payable account. So over here, you have to debited it and you have to pay the by cash or bank, you can say. So salary payable account debit to bank and cash. So this account will be nullified. Salary payable debit, salary payable credit deduct हो जाता है यहाँ पे, nullify हो जाएगा account. Okay, you have to make this as a payment entry also. After that, employee contribution, employer contribution, you have to calculate for this. Over here in this sum, I have in the red point, you can see that employer PF basic plus DA, but I have taken as a 13.15 because it was before 13.15. Clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but for solving your purpose, you have to take as a 13%. In exam also 13% you have to take as a calculation purpose. And for your employer contribution to ESI, okay, it's a 4.75 for the calculation purpose I have taken over here. You have to take is how much? 3.25. Okay.
5.
Next is TDS payable. You have to pay the TDS. You have to deposit the government account. Last afterwards is PT payable. That is professional taxes payable to the government account. It's a deductions, essential deduction from your salary, you can say. Okay. So you'll come to know this. If you'll prepare your from your own, na, so you'll come to know how to prepare in the exam. So exam से पहले आपको ये पूरा preparation करना है. The Excel, how to make it. So reconciliation का preparation करो, advanced journal entry का preparation करो. आपको box वगैरह ये सब exam में कुछ भी नहीं दिया रहेगा. They will be giving you the only question. So as I explain you in the PPT, same you have to make it as a in the Excel sheet. You have to make a particular debit amount, credit amount, give the narration also, show the working note also. You have to show in the everything. Clear हुआ सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this was the just and for your reference purpose, okay, how to make a in an Excel sheet, how to pass the journal entry in Excel. So you have to make this format.
इसका पेमेंट एंट्री का
Sorry.
मैम इसका पेमेंट एंट्री का जरा क्वेश्चन बताना.
क्वेश्चन अलग अलग है, ये आंसर अलग है, वो क्वेश्चन अलग है. मैंने पहले ही बताया आपको, एक जस्ट रेफरेंस पर्पस के लिए है. ये दोनों अलग अलग है. इसका क्वेश्चन नहीं है मेरे पास अभी.
इसका क्वेश्चन का ये सॉल्यूशन नहीं है.
नहीं, इसका
अच्छा.
सॉल्यूशन ये है ना, पीपीटी में है आपको पास सॉल्यूशन. दिस इज अ सॉल्यूशन. सो सेम आपको आप चाहिए तो फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम यू कैन डू एज अ सी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो तो आप बाद में बिना देखे भी कर सकते हो, लेकिन जब आप पहले बार एक्सेल बना रहे हो ना, तो आप देख के बना सकते हो. सो आप बोल सकते हो कि ये बुक एंट्री है, तो जब एक्सेल स्टार्ट करोगे तो ये बुक एंट्री पास करना. पहले एंट्री अलग अलग है. बुक एंट्री होने के बाद आपको पेमेंट करना है नेक्स्ट ट्रांजेक्शन में. तो आपको पेमेंट एंट्री करना है, तो एक एक एंट्री पास कर सकते हो. तो दोनों अलग अलग है, इसके लिए मैं नहीं बता रही हूँ आपको. ठीक है. ओके, सो हम लोगों ने देख लिया कि हाउ टू सॉल्व इन एक्सेल द रिकंसिलिएशन टॉपिक एंड एडवांस जनरल एंट्री टॉपिक. So for the practice purpose, you can take the advanced sums also. Huh? This is the extra sum. You have to solve this. This is the solution also we have discussed in the lectures. You can watch the video also if any doubt. Okay. For the next, we have to start with the advanced tax and provision for tax. After solving this, so next is advanced tax. So we'll see the what is advanced tax. This is the tax we have to pay in advance. Who will pay in advance? Whose tax liability is more than exceed rupees 10,000, you can see. If anyone's tax liability is exceed rupees 10,000, they is liable to pay the advance tax. Okay. In the previous year only you have to pay the advance tax, because normally we earn the income in the previous year and we pay the income tax on tax we pay in the assessment year. So normally in this advance tax you have to earn the income in the previous year and you have to itself pay the tax in previous year only. Clear? So it's another name is pay as you
Yes.
earn the income. So we have done with this. Advance tax is probably just example. This is the transaction advance tax paid for the assessment year this so and so, and the amounting rupees 1,50,000. What will be the journal entry for this?
Advance tax to bank.
Yes, advance tax to bank, because advance tax is the current asset, you can see. Okay. So it's a asset account always shows debit balance. So advance account is debited to cash bank. Clear? Okay. So over here, I have passed the journal entry. For this, I have not passed in the Excel sheet. I have just shown you the how to pass the in Excel sheet. So you can make a prepare how to pass again. So for this also advanced tax, provision for tax also, they will give you the separately question on this. So you can pass the journal entry in Excel easily. Particular debit, credit, advanced tax debited to bank. Or you have to give the narration also. Same as good as this also. Clear everyone?
Yep.
मैम एग्जाम्पल कैसे सॉल्व करना है एक्सेल में, एक आप बताओगी नहीं एक्सेल के थ्रू?
ये बताया ना मैंने, एक्सेल ही तो है ये एक्सेल ही है, आपको बनाना पड़ेगा पूरा डेबिट, ये सब मैंने बनाया है खुद से, रेडीमेड नहीं है, ये सब बनाया हुआ है मैडम। आपको क्या करना है, डेट डालना है, पर्टिकुलर डालना है, डेबिट क्या, हेलो
मुझे लगा पीपीटी है ये मैम।
आवाज नहीं आ रहा है, हेलो
हेलो
हाँ क्या बोल रहे हो,
हेलो
हाँ बोलिए क्या बोल रहे हो।
मैम, नहीं मतलब कि हमें ऐसा टेबल बनाना पड़ेगा कि टेबल में फॉर्म करना पड़ेगा।
हाँ तो
सेलेक्शन
एक्सेल आपको प्लेन एक्सेल आपको खुद से ओपन करके खुद से ही रीनेम करना पड़ेगा। टॉपिक का नाम क्या है, क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 क्या है, यू हैव टू रीनेम इट एंड आपको खुद से फॉर्मेट बनाना पड़ेगा एक्सेल में। डेट लिखने का, पर्टिकुलर लिखने का, डेबिट क्रेडिट इसको एडजस्ट करने का, जो जो बॉक्स में जैसा ज्यादा चाहिए वैसा आप उसको एडजस्ट कर सकते हो, इधर से छोटा होता है इधर से ऐसा एडजस्ट कर सकते हो आप। समझ में आया? तो ये सब आपको खुद से प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा। और यहाँ पे नोट मैंने लिखा है वैसे आपको भी लिखना पड़ेगा कि एज अ फर्दर कैलकुलेशन पर्पस ऑफ एम्प्लॉयर कंट्रीब्यूशन टू पीएफ यू हैव टेकन द 13% ऑफ बेसिक प्लस डीए। तो आप वहाँ पे लिख सकते हो बेसिक प्लस डीए का 13%। तो दोनों अमाउंट आपको कैलकुलेशन करके बताना पड़ेगा। सो व्हाट इज योर बेसिक अमाउंट एंड योर डीए अमाउंट। सो इट विल गिव फ्रॉम यू कैन गेट इट फ्रॉम योर क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो। आपको बेसिक अमाउंट डीए का अमाउंट क्वेश्चन से मिलेगा, तो आपको कैलकुलेशन पर्पस में सॉल्व करके बताना है ये सब चीज़ें। रिकन्सिलेशन एग्जाम में आता है, एडवांस जर्नल एंट्री एग्जाम में आता है, बट वो लोग क्या करते हैं, ये मैंने आपको ये एंट्री इसके लिए पास करके बताया है बिकॉज ये मैंने आपको ये जो एंट्री मैंने पास की है या फिर जो भी है ये मैंने आईसीए के क्वेश्चन पेपर से ही पास किया है। मेरे पास इसका क्वेश्चन पेपर था तो मैंने वही देख के पास किया है। तो वो लोग नॉर्मली बुक में से ही क्वेश्चन देते हैं, तो ये वही है वो सब चीज़ें। ठीक है, तो आपको खुद से प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा ये सब चीज़ें। ये बहुत कम आता है एडवांस टैक्स का, आया तो पूरा यही आएगा फिर ये नॉर्मल एंट्री वो लोग नहीं देंगे। समटाइम्स वो लोग एडवांस जर्नल एंट्री की जगह पे वो लोग दे कैन आस्क यू द नॉर्मल बेसिक जर्नल एंट्री दैट वी हैव सीन द 4 ट्रांजैक्शंस इन द स्टार्टिंग, salary paid to Ram, or they can ask you in the interview also same journal entry. That's why I have taken in the this starting point. Okay, So next is a provision. So we have done with this, huh? Advanced tax we have done with this. We'll see in sometimes what is provision and all, okay.